Have y'all back. I'm going over some tools that you're going to need in the sign shop business, whether you're doing small home projects or moving into a big shop. I'm going to cover a lot of tools that we have here that we use. We don't necessarily use them all in one day, but you may need these in your business. And I want to make sure you're successful because I know I'm very happy with what I do. I'm very successful. First thing you're going to need is a table cover. Any table will work. You can get these. It's a mat, actually. Sorry, I said table cover. It's a mat. It's a cutting mat, just like what you use in the kitchen to cut vegetables, meat, and stuff. I have a 4 foot by 8 foot. They come in all sizes. Of course, the bigger they are, the more expensive they are nowadays. But they will save your blades, and at the end of the day, even save your work you're working on. The first thing I'd like to go over is cutters. And there are several different kinds of cutters you can have. One is your common exacto knife. And this one has a point on it. I don't really like these. I prefer to use these cutters. And the good thing about these is the blades change just like the exacto knives. The blades change and you can get different degrees. You can have almost a square here, and they break off. It's just a standard break off. Don't get the cheap ones at the dollar store. They're no good. In fact, I think I have a cheap one here. No, I don't. I thought I had one. I was going to show you the difference. The blades are just no good. They're no good. This is stainless steel, and I always try to use stainless steel blades in these. And if you get into tint and wrapping different objects, cars aren't the only thing that's wrapped. The stainless steel is better to work with. Now, if you notice on this one, and I know it's hard to see, but the tip is broken off. We use this one a lot of times for weeding vinyl. Vinyl, it's not convenient to pull out a pick sometimes. You can grab this, it's handy. Now, there's some people that have problems with their hands, and I always recommend getting a bigger blade. You can get these at your local hobby store. I think this one came from Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure. But it's a basic cutter. Once again, you can change the blades. It's a snap blade, and you fill it. At the end of the day, don't skimp on your cutters. Of course, you need rulers. Since I'm all about safety and stuff, I'm gonna show you about these safety rulers. There's several different kinds. These are the ones I use. Now you can use a flat ruler like this to cut, but at the end of the day, the problem with this ruler is when you're cutting, there's a good chance for you to cut yourself and hurt yourself. But with this one, your hand's up here and you're cutting here or here. You're not going to hurt yourself. Your hand's off the product. We don't want anybody hurt. We don't want anybody hurt. And thank God, nobody at my shop or my business has ever severely got cut. We always get paper cuts and stuff like that, which I hate paper cuts. We have one particular worker that's always cutting herself. I don't know how she does it. The blade would be on the other side of the room. She'll cut herself. But anyway, we'll talk about her some other time. That's a funny story. She's a good girl. Rulers. These are kind of expensive. This is a image1impact.com is where you can get this one at. Tell them John at Sign Commander sent you if you're going to order it. They've got a phone number. They're real nice people. Ask them to put you on their mailing list. They're good people. No, they're not. They're not paying me for any of this. When something works, I like to talk about it. This is Big Blue, and that one is, I don't know the name of it. But anyway, the next thing that you will need is a good pair of scissors. These are Westcott titaniums. When you get these, not all scissors are created the same. Some scissors are made for hair, some scissors are made for other things. When you get these, do not cut anything but your material on them, or you will dull them and they will give you a bad cut. A lot of times we don't use them like this. we put them on paper and we slide. Keep them sharp. You can actually get scissors sharpened, and I'm sure YouTube has a video on how to sharpen scissors. I've never looked it up. But like I said, these are Westcott titaniums. I love them. I've had this pair for about 3 years. If you do need a pick, I've said this in another video. Here's a standard hobby pick. Okay, it's got a straight end. Well, when you're doing real small, intricate details, this is good, but sometimes it's not. I like to use one that's curved. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's curved. I'll put it up against this so you can see it just in case. This is not actually made for the sign business. This is a mechanics pick set. I got it at Harbor Freight. It was either $2.99 or $4.99 for 4 of them. And they got one straight, one sideways, one's got a 90. They're real handy to have. This one is my favorite. In fact, I need to go buy another one because it's seen better days and it's 5, 6, 7 years ago. Another trick on vinyl, when you're reading something real small, real intricate details, you can put it in the freezer for about 30 minutes and it'll actually freeze it. It will shrink it and be easier to peel. Okay, the next thing you need are squeegees, and there's several different kinds of squeegees. Squeegees are not equal. Like this is a squeegee for wraps. The material on it does a lot better on wrap material. I don't use this much. I don't do wraps like I used to. This is a squeegee without felt. The felt, there's no felt on it. This is handy in different times. If you're gonna lay something wet, a lot of times this is handy, and wrapping, these are handy. This is your standard squeegee with felt. This is the cheapest one you can buy. These are about $5 a piece. It's got felt. Yes, you can make your own squeegee, but I don't have time to do that, and neither will you, because once you get into this, you're gonna make some money, and you'll make good money. I buy these by the 20s or 30s, and a lot of times 20, 30, 40, even 50. A lot of times when customers come and they buy cut stickers or cut decals, or not stickers or decals from me, and they're going to install them, I will actually give them one of these. Or when I'm at a job, I'll leave one at a job, just lay it down and forget about it. So you want to always keep extras. Even though you put them in your back pocket between using them, you're always going to lay them down. Now, 25-foot ruler is what I use. Tape measure. I always run out. I always lose these. Customers take them. I'm going to say customers take them. I don't leave them at jobs. Yeah, I leave them at jobs. You're always needing to measure something. You need to find the center of an object. You need to make sure you're cutting right. The whole 9 yards. You never know. Excuse me 1 second. You won't realize how much you actually need a tape measure until you're in this business. Now, if you go to a job and you're going to have to remove old vinyl, I repeat, do not use a razor blade. An actual razor blade, metal razor blade, will ruin even glass. It will etch glass or scratch glass. We use these plastic razor blades. Not only do we use the plastic, we also use heat. We use a heat gun. Before you get into removing vinyl, get some practice in it. Now, we use these, and it's hard to see, but you scrape into it and use it. These are much safer. You don't want to have to replace a piece of glass on a business because you scratched it. They are expensive. It's better to use these. I get them at Harbor Freight for pennies. They come in a big long white box. Now, these are my exacto blades. I get these along with my break-offs. These are 9mm. They've got a slightly different edge than this one. And I get these also on Amazon. Make sure you get the stainless steel ones. These are actually steel. They sent me the wrong ones. I wanted stainless steel. These are steel. I don't really use them that much because of them being steel. I need to return them, but I ran out. I need them. You also need some good tape. Now, painter's tape works great, and what happens is when you're installing something, you put tape down, and then you want to be able to pull it back up without taking the decal, paint, whatnot. That's good tape is very important, but don't get anything very adhesive. You want medium grade. You don't want high tack. And you can read the tape and it'll tell you that. This is a coroplast splitter. And the way this goes, and I'll make a video about coroplast signs and stuff and show you how it works. There's two levels you can cut with this. One level allows you to fold the coroplast, and the other level actually cuts it all the way down. It helps you get a straight line. Everybody says, well, all I use is a razor blade or exacto knife. No, I love using this. This tool has saved me a bunch of time. I can't find my other one. It's here somewhere. It might be out in the field. I have an old white one that's really old that I use. I prefer it over this one, but this is just as good. Once again, you can probably pick one of these up, either at Image One with the rulers, or even on Amazon or eBay. Now, if you are making any kind of aluminum signs, I suggest you get a corner rounder, because there's a liability you have. If you make an aluminum sign, let's say somebody says, I want a welcome home sign, and you make an aluminum sign and there's a point on it and it cuts somebody and hurts somebody, or a child gets a hold of it and they cut their gentle hands, it could be serious and you could be liable for that. To keep that down, I need to buy another one, a corner rounder. Everything that goes out of here, we round it off. You put it in here, you push it down, and it cuts it. It has a die in it. It has a die in it. Sorry about that. It has a die in it, and they make them bigger. They make them all different sizes. We round everything off, including magnets. We do a lot of magnet sets, and we round them off also. Now, if you get into banners, you're going to need grommets, and on top of grommets, you're going to need banner tape. You're going to need banner tape. We use Tough Tape 3. It holds up, it stays, it withstands. I haven't found a better tape. We buy it here locally at a supplier. It's really good for banner material. It holds it real good. Now, this is a grommet machine. This is a hiker grommet machine. I started off the business with a cheap grommet machine years ago, and I'm going to tell you, I paid the price. It was hard to use. I'm a big guy. I had to put all my weight down just to go through a little piece of banner material. I forget what I paid for this. I got it also from Image One. I love it, but you want to grommet all your banners, and we don't charge extra for grommets. It's just part of the service. You can get grommets in all different colors. You can get them in black, gold, silver, and white. Don't skimp on the hem in your banners, and don't skimp on grommets, because your customer needs to be able to hang up the banner. And if you skimp on a grommet machine and you try to manually do it, when the wind hits that banner, it's going to pull those grommets out. I can't tell you how many times using this machine here in Houston, we get high winds. Using this machine, I've had to go back and re-grommet a banner for a customer. I can just imagine the cheap ones. The one we used to have, I used to always have to do it. You get what you pay for. The next thing is a paper cutter. This paper cutter has saved us so much time. It's small. When customers order, let's say they order 100 stickers, we print them on our printer, contour cut them, we weed them, and then we take and cut them into strips, and then we start using this to cut it. Has a tape measure and everything on it, or a ruler on it, not tape measure. It saved us so much time. This cutting board or cutting paper cutter has saved me so much, it's paid for itself 10 times in my opinion. They are dangerous, keep them away from kids. This one wasn't locked, I apologize. I couldn't live without it. I really could not. It has saved me a lot of money. It made me a lot of money. And of course, the biggest thing in this business is software. I am going to interview a guy in the industry who teaches a program called Corel Draw. Corel is what we use here, what I personally use. We also use Flexi, but not much. Flexi is more of a different style program for cut vinyl and stuff. We do a lot of full color graphics. In the industry, we call it 4/0. In other words, it's printed with 4 colors. We do a lot of, we will be having an interview about that, and we will go over it, and we will talk to the guy that is a professional teacher. It might be a podcast, we're not sure if it's going to be a podcast or a live video.